Hey everybody, this is Dean and welcome to Photo Blue. Today I thought we'd have a little bit of fun with color, hue, and atmosphere in Luminar Neo. And I just want to take a picture and show you some stuff that we can do with it with some of these functions of Neo. I always suggest messing around with different pictures that you have or different photographs that you have with Luminar and the different features in it, because some photographs lend themselves better to certain features than others, and so just mess around with some photographs and see how each of these different functions work or how you might imagine using them. Also, a lot of the functions, when they're used with masks and such, some photographs work better. If there's a lot of detail around the horizon, like branches with no leaves on them, a lot of times those won't come out as well, like with the sky replacement, for example. Whereas if there's a more definitive line, like a roof line, or if there's a tree line that's full of leaves, a lot of times that will work better. So we're going to start out with this photograph right here, and this is the way the photograph was taken. It was taken in the fall, and so the leaves are off the trees, and the leaves that are here, or what foliage is left down here in the water, has turned kind of a brown or reddish or orangish colors. So I'm going to show what we can do with just this. Now, pictures like this, where there's a lot of grays and stuff in them, and just there's not a lot going on here, is a good candidate to mess around with the color. And we're going to go to color right here, and we're going to go to the bottom with a hue shift. All right. So if we mess with this hue shift slider here, you'll see we can change the foliage down at the bottom quite a bit. And like right now it's like pink, but you see up here in the background these trees are very gray, so it doesn't really affect them that much. So what we're going to actually do here is we're going to shift this over in a greener range. So what we've done is we've kind of taken it from a brown to a more greenish color. And the water's got a green cast to it too, which is fine because that looks natural. So we can mess around with the green to a level of how much we want it, and we can go back and look at, that's just slightly green. I'm going to exaggerate a little bit more right here. All right, so that's kind of the first thing that we've done here right now. Now, it kind of throws the color of the sky off. It's not too bad in this particular photograph because the sky is kind of a gray, so it's turned it a little purpley. But in some cases, depending on what hue you changed it to, and you could do like a kind of a faux or a fake infrared and turn this more to the red, or you could turn it to whatever color you want down here using the hue shift if you wanted something a little more surreal or strange or whatever. But what we're going to do is we're going to use sky replacement in conjunction with this. And what that will do is then we don't have to worry about what color our sky has shifted to. We could actually, if we wanted to keep the sky for some reason, we could just mask the bottom of this and do the hue shift just maybe even below the tree line, like along here somewhere. That would be another way that we could do it. But let's just do the sky replacement. And I'm going to go down, and these are some skies that I've taken. And I'm going to, let's try this one right here. All right, we're going to go with that. Now we can adjust that. To however we want it, what section of the clouds, and that's really a little darker than I wanted, I think. But let's go with that for now. So we have this kind of darker sky back here. We could do a lighter gray if we wanted to. You can mess around with that however you want to. Okay, we're going to go down to Creative right here, and we're going to go to Relight. And we're going to go with the near brightness. Let's bring it up a little bit here. And we're also going to go with the near warmth on this. And bring that up a little bit as well. And actually, let's bring down the near brightness a little bit more. And so if we click this, you can see the original. You can see it with the near brightness. And if we just take the relight off, you can see it's just added a little bit to that to the front. So if we go back to the original picture again, you can see this is much more dramatic of a picture. We have the sky differently. Once again, you can mess around with all of these attributes. We're not trying to make a perfect picture here today. We're just kind of experimenting and showing you what can happen with some of these combined functions in Luminar Neo. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Atmosphere. And we have a bunch of different atmosphere. We have fog, layered fog, mist. We're going to just go with the fog. And we're going to go with amount first. And we're going to mess with the depth a little bit here. And so if we go back and look what we were originally at, that's our original picture. That's what we've changed. And if we take the fog out, that's what it looked like. Mess with the lightness here a little bit. I think I like it up there more. Let's just bring the amount down slightly. All right, and so this is it without the fog, and this is it with the fog. And we can just totally take that back out again. We can try the layered fog as well. So let's just see what that looks like. We'll put the layer fog in, and we're going to change the depth of it. That I don't really like that effect as much. Let's go back to edits. What do we have here? Layered fog. Let's make sure we take that out. Sometimes you have to go back to edits. If you've changed something, you can layer these effects, and we still had the effect on there, so we had to go back to edit to fix that. So let's go back to fog one more time. We're going to put some fog back in there. Change the depth. I like it back a little farther in this picture like this. And so once again, we can check back without the fog. I kind of like that, but the fog adds a little something to it, I think. It's a matter of how you want it or your taste. The other thing about the fog is you can see along the tree line isn't perfect with the sky, although it isn't real bad. But when we put the fog in, it kind of makes the tree line blend a little more. So that's one advantage to having the fog in this particular picture. And so we've radically changed the way this picture was originally filmed. And if we go back, this is the original, and this is what we've done to it. So we can do a lot with Luminar Neo as far as really changing everything from the lighting to really the weather, the atmosphere, the time of year, the color of the foliage, or other things using the hues and the color. And anyway, that's just an example of one thing you can do by combining these features in Luminar Neo. I'm Dean, and this has been Photo Blue, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like.